Hi guys, Tracy here with another scrapbooking process video. Today I'm going to be scrapbooking a panoramic photo, and I will be creating and releasing a video that talks about some principles for scrapbooking with this larger, wider sized photo. And so keep an eye out on my channel for that if it hasn't been posted already. If it has been posted, I'll leave a link right here. And if it hasn't been posted yet, then it will be posted very, very soon. So today I'm going to be using the hip kit for July, and that panoramic photo, which I printed with my Canon Pixma Pro 100 printer onto luster paper, which is my favorite paper. It's quite high end, but I love it. And so I printed this photo at 12 by 3.7 inches. And in my video, I do talk in the video specific to making panoramic layouts featuring panoramic photos. I do talk a little bit about how to print up your photo at the panoramic size, although I use Mac, so my demonstration is a little bit specific to Macs, but hopefully you can figure out a way to do it on whatever computer you have if you don't have a Mac. So I have this photo. It's, as I mentioned, 12 by 3.7. I also have another photo that I printed at 2.5 by 2.5, and I'm thinking that my layout design is going to look something like this. I'm just using the white cardstock as a placeholder just to show me what 12 inches looks like what a 12 by 12 inch square would look like. And I'm going to try a whole lot of photos just because I want to be open to different ideas that I might not have otherwise thought of. And so I'm just trying, as you see, a whole bunch of different kinds of paper from the hip kit from July. And I really like this mint green one, and I also really like this pink one, and I keep going back and forth. Ooh, that one looks nice too. And I'm really experimenting with lots of them here. What I really like about the pink one is the high contrast between the blue in the photo and the pink. It's really bright and I love it. I thought about maybe using a strip of these cameras, so I'm going to put this paper aside as well. And I thought I might run the strip of cameras either on top of or below or both on either side of that panoramic photo. And I really love these bright half circles, and I really like doing that too. I think that overlapping it like that would be really nice, but it does detract from the panoramic kind of like landscape nature of the photo. And so in this case, I'm not going to overlap it like that, but it does, I think that kind of a layout also looks really nice, that type of a design, I mean. So here I just have more of the kit. I have used this kit a couple times, so it's been cut into, and but I still have plenty of paper left. So I like this paper with the words on it. It's by Dear Lizzie, and it came in the kit, of course. So I'm just going to trim that down so that I can see some of the words below and some of the words above the photo. And I'm going to use that sort of as a mat. I like how that looks. I thought I cut it crooked for a second there. That's why I had to use my ruler to check, but I didn't. And now I feel like the photo just needs a little bit more contrast, and so I'm going to mess up my ATG by pulling backwards on the tape by accident and then fix it all up. And I'm just going to add this black mat to the top and the bottom of my photo in order to give it a little bit more contrast and a little bit more oomph on my page. Now, when I did that, because my ATG did something funny there, I ended up getting a blob of ATG on the photo. And although ATG is really forgiving, and I can usually use that little EK Success adhesive remover tool to get ATG off of almost everything, it's not very successful on photos, or at least I have never been very successful using it on photos. So the reason I've left the screen for a moment is I had to set that photo to reprint, because I'm just going to put another photo right on top of it, just the exact same photo printed at the exact same size, and that will get rid of that blob on Melissa's arm. So I'm just using American Crafts cardstock here in black, which I've been using so much of lately. And I'm just cutting 2 black strips that I'm going to put on either side of that mint green paper by Dear Lizzie with the letters all over it. Meanwhile, my photo has reprinted. And again, it's just exactly the same size. I'm going to trim it down the same way that I did the first time. And I really love that the Caterpillar crop is a little bit bigger than 12 by 12 so that I can cut down these panoramic photos with it. And so I'm just I need to cut it down so that it's smaller than the one that was already there, or at least, exactly the same size. So I have a smaller little bit of white cut like showing there, but once I overlap them together, you'll see the white from the one behind it, and it'll end up with the exact same size white strip. And there we go. Now, whenever I make a layout using a panoramic photo, it always ends up having quite a lot of structure to it because the photo itself adds this really strong horizontal detail. So I've decided to use this pink paper as my background. It is from the Pink Paisley Paige Evans collection. And then again, I just showed you the designer strip for the lovely, I think it's the Lovely Day collection from Dear Lizzie, that the green paper is from. So I have my Stampin' Up! Scallop border punch here, and I'm just making 2 scallop borders out of these 2 strips of black cardstock that I cut a few seconds ago. And my border punch is not all that sharp. This is probably my most used border punch that I have, and you can sharpen your punches just by running a piece of tin foil and through it. So punching a couple of layers of tin foil will sharpen it up for you. And then if it ever gets too tight and difficult to open and close, you can do the same with wax paper, and that will lubricate it up a little bit for you. So sorry that I forgot to zoom out. I think I will remember in a moment. I'm just going to run some ATG across this strip, use my grid mat to lay it flat and like to line it up, and then just kind of repeat the same thing on the bottom. Oops, it was moving a little bit there. And now I have, instead of just kind of matted in black, I have the outside black mat actually has a scalloped edge on it. And I like the detail that adds. It's a little bit less of the same thing over and over again. Like I didn't want so many just white mat, like black mats on black mats type of things. So adding the scallop border gives me the black that I wanted for the contrast between that mint green paper and the pink background, but it gives a little bit more extra detail. So I also matted the little photo in black as well so that they'll match properly. And I'm using this Explore piece of like it's a resin word from Bella Boulevard. It came in the kit. That's the July kit from Hip Kit Club. And it's so awesome. I used the other one. It came with 2 words. One said play, one said explore. And I'm so pleased to be getting to use them both in this month. And now this one says went here. And I thought about putting it right there in front of Melissa. I thought about putting something in front of Melissa, and maybe that, but I don't really like that look very much. So I'm not adverse to scrapbooking right on the photo, especially when it's a panoramic. There tends to be a lot of photo in a panoramic photo, and so you can afford to fill up a little bit more of it, like to cover up some of it. I really love this font so much that I decided to start spelling out Peggy's Cove because my title is going to be Explore Peggy's Cove. And then I just felt like it was too whimsical, like it was too much like the word explore, whereas this gray font that also came in the kit is a little bit more structured and picks up on the structured effect of the panoramic photo on the page. It's also higher contrast because it's that dark gray color, and it just, I don't know, I like it better with this font. So as much as I love that other font, I will use this gray one for this page. And I just put it on some wax paper so that I could play around with placement. I was pretty sure I was going to place it like this. Again, placing it like this, meaning beside each other, Peggy's Cove instead of Peggy's on top of Cove, really accentuates the horizontal nature of this page. And there's sort of 2 approaches that you can take. You can try to offset the horizontal nature by adding lots of vertical things, or you can really emphasize the horizontal nature by really doing as much as you can. So I've got all of these lines that run horizontally with all the matting and bordering and stuff that's going on this page, and that really accentuates the horizontal nature of the panoramic photo. So these are some clips that come in the kit. They're plastic clips, and they're from Bella Boulevard as well. And I took the happy one and I put it up there. I like how it's red, white, and blue, just like the photo that it's clipped to. It has the blue sky with the red and white lighthouse. I'm just going to take a look at the Amy Tangerine die cuts that come in this kit. And I really like this green circle because it softens up the edge. There's so many horizontal lines and angles on this page, like so many rectangles, that I felt like I wanted some softer colors here. I pulled out that pink foil leaf, the mint green leaf, a couple of flowers, the word fun, and basically this camera I'm going to pull it, but I'm not going to use it. I like the pink foil, and at first I thought I'd put the leaves over here, but I really like Explore just kind of ending on its own, like without something kind of capping it off on the other side. So then I thought I'd put the leaves under the photo as well and just have lots and lots of layers under the photo. It kind of gives me a chance to do a lot of layering right here under the square photo, whereas the layering that goes under the rectangular photo is very kind of predictable and structured. This square photo gives me a chance to be a little bit more whimsical and casual in my placement, which I really like. I don't like pages that are overly structured. So if I have a lot of structured elements like a grid or a large panoramic photo like this, I like to balance it off by having something on the page that's a little bit less structured. So I'm going to position this down like this, although that's going to end up causing me some trouble. And it seems like it's not going to cause me any trouble, but it is. So I have my thicker alignment tool here. I love this thing. And I don't use it the way that I thought I would use it. I thought I would use it instead of wax paper, but I actually really enjoy still using the wax paper, because I think that if I spelled my title out on this thicker alignment tool, I wouldn't be as able to like leave it on the page as I design, because it's a large ruler and it would kind of like shift around and stuff. So I still like trying out my title in different places using wax paper. But when it comes to alignment, really this tool is awesome. It really, really does help. If you don't have this tool, you could use a ruler to do this. A clear ruler is particularly helpful, and one with grid marks does help. So you see how I'm just realizing now that I really don't have, there's technically enough room for me to put the With You sticker, but it's going to be pretty crowded. So I'm going to move this up a little bit. And as I do so, I'm going to place it crooked. See how crooked that is? You can tell by the heart pattern. There's more of the hearts on the right side than on the left, but that, never fear. You can just pull it up, especially with the ATG. Just pull it up and reposition it and you're all good. So now Peggy's Cove looks really nice right there. I'm going to put it up a little tiny bit and in a little bit. I basically want Peggy's Cove to end, like the E in Peggy's Cove, to end right around where Melissa ends, not including her elbow that sticks out behind her. So now that I positioned my title down below, I'm switching to up here to work on my layers and this part of the title as well. So I'm having a look at some of the embellishments that come in this kit, including this frame. I thought about using the frame, but here's my dilemma with the frame. If I use it, I don't want to use it straight. Like I'd like it to be kind of askew like this. But then when I go to put the word explore, and now I thought about using it kind of just as a mat, but then when I put the word explore on it, it's going to not sit flat, like the word explore won't sit flat. And I really wanted to overlap the word explore with that photo, because it's sort of like the word explore is what makes the photo, like the fact that it overlaps is what makes the photo look more integrated into the page instead of looking like a last minute, oh, let's throw another picture on there. So I just used my tiny attacher to fix that little that little tag in place because it does shift around a little bit. And plus I just like the little extra detail. Decided to outline the yellow heart, but not the green circle. I don't want to outline every single thing. And I'm just kind of deciding where things go and then adding some ATG and sticking them together, kind of working from the backwards forward. So I started with the green tag and then the yellow tag, and then I put the photo on top. My journaling says, impromptu visit to Peggy's Cove with Mel, who I don't call Mel, her name is Melissa, but I just didn't have room to put her full name, and Alexander. And I just used my roller date stamp. It was yesterday, so it was easy. I just had to check my watch for the time to see, for the date to see what day today is, so I could know what day yesterday was. And now I'm just kind of layering the leaves together, and then I'll stick them under there. And I don't want anything to fall off the edge of the page. I just want basically the far right and left of the panoramic photo will spill off the page, but I don't want anything else to spill off the page. So I want that leaf, the mint green leaf, for example, to be contained within the pink paper. I just used my Stampin' Up! Glue pen to put the word explore in place. I just put a little bit of glue every here and there on the back of it. You don't need to use a whole lot of glue with that Stampin' Up! Glue pen. It's really strong glue. And now the structure of this is pretty good. I just need to do a little bit more embellishing. So I put a little chipboard heart up by the top embellishment cluster, and then I put another little heart in the bottom cluster, which is really not that much of a cluster at this point. And then I put this little geotag, this little yellow geotag right beside with you. I like the idea of using geotags on this because it was a bit of a day trip. We live very, very close to Peggy's Cove. It's about a 20-minute drive away. But it is a drive down, like it's in the opposite direction to where we usually go. So it feels like it's a bit of a trip to go there, even though it kind of isn't. I did a switcheroo with the black and white chipboard heart and switched it for the blue wood veneer star because I wanted to introduce a little bit more color down there. And now this yellow star will introduce even more color down there. And then I'll move I put the gold foiled wood veneer arrow, and I put the little black and white chipboard heart that I had from before. I just put it under the arrow. I'm just having a look at it and trying to decide if I'm done. I put some more wood veneer arrows up in the top, and I'm just kind of trying to finish it off. I don't really like that star over there by the E in Explore, but I'm adding a couple of those puffy stars from the kit. Don't like that. I don't really like it there either. I do want something up there, but I don't think a star. So I put the star away. I'm just thinking I'm actually thinking it's probably done. But at the last minute, I decided to put this speech bubble. It says, "Oh, yes, we did." And I think it looks kind of cool and casual sticking out of there, but I feel like I need something else over here. I like this black one, but I think it throws off the balance of that cluster by adding such a big, dark blackish thing. So I replaced it with the other speech bubble that says right here. And I love that speech bubble so much that I'm kind of playing around with different places I could put it. The place that makes the most sense is above Melissa's face, I guess, but I don't want to emphasize the fact that her face is cut off. I kind of did leave it cut off because it's not really supposed to be so much about Melissa as just kind of like showing that Melissa was there. So the last thing I'm doing is just running this through my sewing machine. I'm using black thread. This is my half-size Kenmore sewing machine. It's like the Genome Sew Mini, and Genome makes another small portable sewing machine now as well. Just taking a straight stitch and going all the way along the top and the bottom of that green paper from Dear Lizzie. So here are the close-ups of this one. I love that puffy camera sticker that came in the kit. It is so cute. I'm trying to get one of those little cute camera puffy stickers on every layout I make this month. I love them so much. And that photo just looks so awesome, spanning the whole width of this page. I love it so much. So much fun. Now here are the close-up photos of this page. I hope that you've enjoyed this process, and again, keep an eye out on my channel for the video that's coming up about using panoramic photos, where I just kind of talk about some tips or things to consider when you're scrapbooking panoramic photos. So take care and have a really great scrappy week.